record, the fastest player in the history, 30-year history of the WNBA, the fastest player in the history of all of the WNBA's time to reach 600 assists. She did it in just 72 games, guys. Do you think Stephanie White congratulated her on breaking a record? Do you think, but before we get into it, do you think so?
Professional basketball's entire corporate structure has formally broken at the top level. Economic level, and the multi-billion-dollar sports industry as a whole is currently spiraling out of control. After the worst executive leak in WNBA history, we're going to reveal the final, recorded evidence of a covert double acquisition strategy designed in secrecy by the Los Angeles Sparks' combative wealthy ownership group. For months, the international press thought only a huge contract for Caitlin Clark was being drafted by the West Coast Syndicate. However, the final shockwave has simply went online. Caitlin Clark formally called for a confidential, non-negotiable ultimatum. The $50 million deal is off the table if you don't sign Sophie. The front office of the Sparks didn't take a moment to hesitate. They carried out a hostile double signing during a planned midnight assault, snatching both of the franchise's top players in one swift move. This extraordinary theft has left the Indiana Fever team in total financial collapse, and head coach Stephanie White has formally and fully went crazy while watching live TV. The cozy delusion of corporate domination has been brutally destroyed into dust. Under intense public scrutiny, the league's legal networks are disintegrating, and the final countdown. The remaining credibility of the Fever has officially reached zero due to its complete disintegration. Covert ultimatum. I'll resign if you don't bring Sophie. To fully understand why this enormous double evacuation is before we can consider Caitlin Clark's career's eventual strategic salvation, we must examine the toxic locker room battle she was forced to endure. To spend a whole season inside the Indiana facility, the coaching staff worked in a hazardous the practice of intentional late-game seclusion, staged bench rotations, and a passive-aggressive press room. The generational star's market power was suppressed through gaslighting, but they greatly misjudged Clark's mastery of strategy. Clark was discreetly forming an unshakable bond with Sophie behind closed doors, the one player that supported her during each and every administrative betrayal. When the Sparks arrived with not only did Clark sign an enormous $50 million blank check, but she also looked at the CEOs on the West Coast in the eye and executed a ruthless, heartless power move. She wouldn't jump ship by herself.
Shelbourne letting it be known, this new ownership group is heavily involved in making changes that could have a lasting impact on the team. And this is the ownership group, the Walter Group. They came in and made the big splash for Luka Doncic. They're the ones, they're not bringing back LeBron James. They are ushering in the new faces of the league, and there's no bigger face in women's sports than Caitlin Clark. The Walter Group is looking to get Caitlin Clark locked in LA. They see the malpractice that's going on, and you better believe they're going to be scouring the market for a GM that may have a good relationship with Caitlin Clark or Caitlin Clark's representation, somewhere where they can tie this thing together. This ownership group is looking to make a move. Now, head coach Lynn Roberts spoke about this. She spoke about the important ways. He spoke about Cameron Brink, a bunch of stuff. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of it.
In order for Sophie to leave the hazardous Midwest facility with her, she insisted that she be granted quick, premium contract conditions. Clark got around the Fever's front office traps by making the Sparks carry out a dual hostile takeover, demonstrating without a shadow of a doubt that she is the best chess player on and off the court. The huge double purchase by the LA Sparks. The instant this dual contract agreement's private financial plan circumvented secure digital servers, the Indiana front office was instantly immobilized by a systemic shockwave. The leadership of Los Angeles didn't just offer a typical trade acquisition package, they carried out a masterfully planned corporate raid intended to take advantage of the Fever's organization's widening administrative divide. The Sparks developed a dual payroll structure that eschewed luxury thanks to enormous worldwide venture capital commitments, tax restrictions by partnerships with outside, West Coast tech partners. This momentous double signing has caused corporate sports boardrooms to experience an uncontrolled state of complete panic.
Is just they play fast, and I think she helps them play faster. So we've got to be really aware of that. And that's why, our defense on, when did we play? Monday. In the half court wasn't bad. It was our live ball turnovers that just turned into fast break points in 3 seconds. You do that against Indiana, it's going to be 2 points in 2 seconds. So we've got to take care of the ball. And obviously your pickup point begins higher with Caitlin out there. She can shoot it once it crosses half court, and she will. So obviously she's another tremendous player to add to them. And the first time we played them, she played. Last time she didn't. So we've seen both.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She'll shoot it as soon as she cross half court. She'll shoot it as soon as she cross half court. It seemed like everybody around the league be recognizing the greatness of Caitlin Clark, except the damn coach that she has. And Lynn Roberts went on to laud about Kate Martin as well, who looks like she might be there long term with the Sparks. Look at this interaction post game between Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin. Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah. Caitlin like, look, man, don't even worry about it. You looking good in this purple and gold. I can't wait to join you. I can't wait to join you in LA, girl. I miss you, bestie. I miss you, bestie. Caitlin is ready to get to LA for good. Caitlin is ready to get to LA permanently. Permanently. Let's take a look at what Lynn Roberts had to say about Kate Money Martin.
Yeah, at this level. But when she is out there, what kind of advantages do you have when she's able to slide up?
Yeah, and I mean, desperate times seek desperate measures, right? So we are, we didn't.
Requiring local Midwest marketing spending to be immediately frozen by main network sponsors. They understand that the largest television draws in the sport's history have formally arranged there. Long-term joint flight from Indiana, officially, the hunters are now the hunted, and there is a complete corporate reckoning. Is being carried out with horrifying mathematical accuracy, according to coach Stephanie White's total psychological collapse. The devastating consequences of this double heist that was disclosed have now solely centered on head coach Stephanie White, whose professional standing has been totally and irreversibly destroyed throughout the world. Digital environment.in an instant, the cozy delusion of total executive authority has become a horrifying professional nightmare as she has dealt with the fact that she was totally outwitted and had nothing. Internal leaks from the secure Indiana facility verify that White experienced a total, unstable mental breakdown after learning that both of her main franchise cornerstones had inked contracts on the West Coast right in front of her. There are currently round-the-clock emergency board meetings. The main shareholders demanding systemic accountability right once.
Minutes restriction off me, guys. That's what Caitlin Clark is thinking. Now let's get to when she actually brings up Caitlin Clark, and she's going to refuse to give her credit and congratulate her on breaking a record.
Players in double figures. See, welcome back, baby. Yeah.
That's all I get, huh? A welcome back. Welcome back. I played 2 days ago. Y'all set me out the day after you played me 15 minutes. What do you mean, welcome back? Because I got to play 9 more minutes today? How about congratulations on breaking a record, 600 assists in 72 games, being the fastest player in the history to do it? No? Won't mention that, huh? Okay, let's see.
Collective effort. See, welcome back, baby. Yeah. Collective effort. Our energy, our toughness, our ability to withstand runs, big shots, so in that. Hey, but most important thing, y'all, 3 wins out on the road trip. Hey, it's a collective effort every night. A collective effort every night. When we played connected as we did on both ends of the floor, nobody can stop us. Together.
Now, do y'all remember when Kelsey Mitchell broke her record? Y'all remember when Kelsey Mitchell broke her record? The Stephanie White, oh, Kelsey Mitchell! None of that for Caitlin. None of that. Insane. I don't even think, I don't think you can be this, not smart. I think this is being done on purpose.
White's career is completely paralyzed. Her authority has been totally rejected by her remaining locker room. High-level investors are publicly calling for her urgent, obligatory departure since her marketing viability is dead. The entire franchise is subject to a financial boycott spearheaded by fans, the conventional, meticulously constructed damage control. Millions of enraged supporters are making fun of claims online, and the last countdown Ticking away on live television is an absolute administrative cleaning. Caitlyn's new West Coast NPR program, The Reckoning. Under the billion-dollar lights of the Los Angeles Sparks, Clark and Sophie formally joined forces. Global sports entertainment as a whole has reached a stage where there is no turning back. This is a complete cultural and economic revolution, not just a typical sports move. That demonstrates that administrative and bureaucratic envy will no longer hold generational brilliance captive. Corruption. In addition to saving her own life, Clark secured an extraordinary double deal on the West Coast. She has created the greatest model for athlete empowerment globally, paving the way for a historic future.
Not smart. I think this is being done on purpose. I think it's being done on purpose. We got to get to this article here, courtesy of Yahoo Sports. Caitlin Clark shows discontent over officiating decision after hostile act involving Chelsea Gray. Here it says, with 4:26 left in the second quarter of Sunday's Indiana Fever Las Vegas Aces, Caitlin Clark took on point guard Chelsea Gray, point grandma, because she's done. She's cooked. Chelsea Gray's done. The lady can't move. She moved like Damiris Dantas. It's over. It ended in another highly debated foul call as Clark tried, as Clark tried to defend Gray from making the basket, the two players made contact. And right as the Aces star took the shot, Clark went down, prompting a review from the refs. Clark, down after contact with Chelsea Gray, pops up and is not happy with the foul call. Now play is being reviewed for a hostile act after the whistle, WNBA beat writer Tony East wrote and posting a clip. It says Becky Hammond looked baffled as the officials went to the screen. Hammond even argued her case with the officials, but they looked into the foul regardless. As the officials reviewed the sequence, Clark stayed down, holding her back, and fans feared the worst. However, as she got up, the officials assessed it as a common foul for Clark, and the Fever star immediately protested. She said, "It's not a foul." She said as Stephanie White prevented the situation from getting any worse and guided her to the bench because Caitlin Clark don't need to get no more texts. Clark is already on 5 technicals, and the Indiana Fever does not want her suspended for 1 game. Clark's fitness also remains a concern for the Fever after she missed 2 games because of the back injury she picked up June 24th versus the Mercury. Here it says, oftentimes when you're coming back from injury, fatigue is also a factor, and building endurance is also a factor. When you're fatigued, you have a tendency to get hurt.
Abandoning her former traders to perish in the complete wreckage of their own tactical defeat, will the executive leadership that remains step down willingly in Indiana before their billion-dollar brand equity is totally destroyed from existence, or will this momentous double escape provide as the final impetus for a long-term extermination of wicked management in the whole realm of sports? There is one thing that is certain: the world community is observing. From now on, every corporate action will be closely monitored. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and enable your alerts immediately, as this multi-million-dollar conflict has reached a breaking point, and everything is going to change irrevocably with the next explosion.